Okay, very good. Yeah, it's about 2:10 on Monday afternoon, November 16th, and we're opening the Grand Haven Board of Directors meeting at this time. I will call the meeting to order, and we'll start with roll call by our secretary, Nancy Felminger.
Hello there. Hope everybody is in. Okay, the roll call. President Tim McAvelli.
Here.
Vice President John Siervaka.
Here.
Treasurer Pat Artman.
Here.
And I'm the Secretary, Nancy Felbinger. I'm here. And our member at large, Pat Jorgensen.
Here.
Here,
Good.
yeah. Maybe for next year, you ought to think up a better title for Pat Jorgensen.
Yeah, I don't like being known as a large member.
All righty. So we have everyone on the board accounted for, so that's more than what we need for a quota. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us, 19 or so who are watching and listening. The next order of business is to approve the board meeting minutes from last month, right? It was October, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Days are running together for me anymore. It's like I'm in a time warp.
In reading through the minutes for that were in our board booklet, getting ready for today, I just found a couple of things that I had missed that went through there before, and it's just on page 2, line 1. Let's see if we can find, if I can find them in here fast and easy. Okay, it'll be page 6 of your board booklet if you're flipping through there. The line 1, the very first line, it's talked about Officer Anderson was with the Romeoville Police Department and transferred to, I wanted to eliminate the word the, transferred to Joliet. And on the third line of that paragraph, we are happy to have him back and in this role. So I'm adding in and taking out the.
Okay.
So
Is that it?
that's it. That's it. I'll propose that we approve this with those two changes, minor changes.
Okay, yeah, and you can explain those to Clara later if she needs more detail or direction on it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a second for that motion.
I'll second it. I'll second the motion.
Second by Pat Artman. Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, the motion passes. Okay, next is the treasurer's report by Pat Artman.
Okay. I'm going to begin I'm going to start with the common area townhome operating actual expense versus our budgeted expense year to date. This is through October 31st. In the common area year to date, basically we are under $17,629. And on the townhome area, we're over by $2,154. That is, for your reference, that's on page 1 of what I sent you.
Okay.
Going to the next section, this is regarding the operations, activities, banking, the income and expense. And again, this is through October 31st. I just want to say the operations account portion of the operations, activities, banking, income, and expense report should demonstrate monies collected, our assessments and miscellaneous monies, operational expenditures, reserve account deposits, both common and townhome, reserve expenditures, and reserve payables. These are monies that are paid back to the operation accounts, account for checks written. The reserve loan to operations, also, that's something new that we had to add this month.
For the insurance premium, right?
Right, for the insurance premium. This offered us a path to save some money, approximately $4,000. And considering the low rate of interest that's available to us currently, this was a good decision. Now, this report, I just want to make note, this is what I would consider to be a fluid report. Because of reclassifications, this report is reflective of the current month, but also any adjustments that are made when discovered, also known as reclassifications. So in other words, sometimes you'll see amounts changing in the reserve expenditures column because we will have discovered that something was paid earlier on in the year through the operations checking account, but had not been paid back from the reserves. So I just want you to keep that in mind when you look at that report. These reports are, of course, on file and will be enclosed with the minutes. I'm going to go on to the next one, which is the common area reserves. And the common area reserves, the reserve accounts are comprised of two specific areas. One is the fixed area, which is our CDs and bonds that are purchased for us through this program. And then the cash part of the account is a money market. So this to date, year to date, again, October 31st of 2020, in the fixed area of the common reserves, we have $176,780.50. In the cash part of that account, which is a money market, we have $902,770.55 for a grand total of $1,079,551.05. Similarly, on the townhome side, in the bonds and CD area, we have $272,342.15. And in the cash money market area, we have $225,974.92 with a grand total of $498,317.07. Now that account quickly is going to be reduced because we have a large payment, well, actually several large payments that are going to reduce that account, that cash money market account, down to practically zero. So, but that's okay. From this point on, our reserves in the townhome area are going to start to build.
That's kind of like just-in-time inventory, isn't it?
Pardon?
That's kind of like just-in-time inventory. Our inventory of cash is
Yes.
as low as we can make it without being in trouble.
Right. So from this point on, we start to build. So going into 2021, and we don't have those extremely large expenses, going forward. So at least in the next, I think maybe 5 years or so. So So that is a good thing. And then the last part of my report, I just wanted to include for the record, the repayment schedule that we need to have on record for the loan that we're making from the reserve investment account on the common area to the operations side to pay for the insurance for the community in full, so we could realize that $4,000 savings. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them, but that concludes my report.
Okay, I think you've made it your own, Pat. I like that. I like that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the treasurer's report as presented by Treasurer Pat Artman.
I'll second.
And
Aye.
Pat Jorgensen seconded, I believe. Right? That was
Yeah,
Pat.
well, it was a tie between John and I.
Oh, okay. I think you must have spoken louder.
That would be normal for me, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay, good, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, me too. Okay, the motion passes. Thank you, thank you. And now committee reports, and this is going to be pretty quick because we don't have many. Let's see if I can navigate through this. So the first one, Town Home Committee, we didn't get a report. Only I think they're in the process of wrapping up the roofing project. I think they have 2 2/3 6-packs remaining to do, and then all townhome 6-pack roofs will have been replaced. Architectural Review Committee, no report. Finance Committee, is there anything else? Is there anything you need to say about that one, Pat?
No, I think it's all been said this week.
Yeah, with the budget presentation and so forth. And then there's a meeting tomorrow about what, the September financials?
Yes, we have a finance committee meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. We have no report that I'm aware of from Property and Grounds. We don't have a report from the IT committee. No report from the newsletter committee. Grand Haven Greeters, we do have a brief report. Do you have that handy, Diana? Is that in my email? I forget where the heck I have to go to find it.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, it is in your email I sent today at 8:55 this morning.
Okay. Oh, along the Zoom meeting invite?
It's on the attachment.
Yeah, okay. Let's see here. Agenda. Risk management. Here I see. Marketing and greeters. Marketing is, no, it's the greeters that I want to look at first. I have that in email form anyway, but now I've just saved it, I think. Well, and if it's saved to my hard drive, I don't know where it went. All right, let me go back into the email because it was from,
Tim, I have it up if you want me to just read it.
you have it?
The greeters.
Yeah, would you please?
It just says our planned greeter session for new residents for Saturday, November 14th had to be canceled because of the COVID restrictions. We had 11 families, 17 residents, and 3 committee members ready to attend. Denise was
Oh, that's a lot.
was giving each new resident family a copy of the greeter's handbook. I asked the residents to call Denise or me if they have any questions. We will plan another session with the new residents at a future date. Possible dates are Saturday, January 9th or Saturday, March 13th. I let the new residents know that the COVID procedures were for everyone's safety. Many of our residents are in the high-risk group. This was submitted by Jerry Leonard.
Okay, thank you. Special events, there's nothing there, is there, John?
No, nothing. Right now, we're still trying to work out Toys for Tots.
Oh, yeah, it has to be rescheduled at least by several days. Marketing committee. And that was, again, that's attached to Diana's Zoom invitation from this morning, 8:54.
I've got it again if you want it.
You've got it?
Yeah,
All
somebody,
right, sock it to me.
all right. This is dated November 16th. Today, due to the COVID-19 virus, the marketing committee did not have the planning meetings nor the scheduled open houses for 2020. However, many homes were on the market and several of those homes sold. The market activity was extremely busy during this unusual time. As far as I know at the present time, we have 6 single-family homes and there are no townhomes available. The marketing committee is looking forward to 2021 and hopefully being able to host open houses. Respectfully submitted, Deanna Brown, Chair, Grand Haven Marketing Committee.
Okay, thanks again, Pat.
Okay.
And, John, sir, about your risk management and safety.
Right. Claire has a copy of this, but in short, it says there's nothing new to report. The monthly meetings have been canceled due to the COVID issues, and the CERT Community Emergency Response Team is prepared in any event of some emergencies or need for action. And in safety, we have, again, nothing new to report due to the monthly meetings being canceled. But if there are any specific safety issues that the constituents want to refer to safety, we will address them individually.
Okay, so anyone would contact you about that if they have, or
Well, Rich Brajek.
Rich, okay. Yeah, and if they forget who to contact, they can always go through Denise, right?
Correct.
Okay, very good. That will do it for committee reports. We have one item of old business, and that is approval of bad debt write-offs. And I looked through the background materials that you sent us, Diana, and I don't see a total amount for the one property, L560. It looks like we're talking $11,342.38.
Based on the current ledger, yes.
Yes. And now I gather there's some complications that we'll take up later about the letter from the attorney that was attached to these materials. I'm not sure I understand everything they're saying in there, but it sounds like that this amount we're writing off, we may never see a penny of that. At one point, I thought we had a chance of getting some of it through probate, the probate attorney for the estate whenever that's settled. But it sounds like maybe that's not going to happen.
It's still a possibility. It's just right now pending once they hear back from the probate attorney.
Okay. Then we have another property, B603, that owes us $430, and they have since June of 2018. I don't think we're ever going to see that. And lastly, we have one for property H748. That's with a balance of $237.69. That's been hanging out there since when? February of this year. Not quite so old as some, but are those, we're recommending that we write off those 3?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes, that's correct. Per finance committee, the last meeting that was held.
Okay. Plus $430 plus 237.69 equals $12,010.07. Anybody else wants to check my math, feel free, but that's what I come up with. And we'll need a motion to write off that amount, bad debts. And of course, if we wind up collecting any of it later, we can always undo what we said was a bad debt. $12,010.07. Do I have any?
Okay,
Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead, Pat.
I'll make a motion that we write off this bad debt of $12,010, and I didn't quite get the cents.
7
cents.
Okay. And we have a
I'll
second?
second it. I'll second it.
That was Pat J?
Yep.
Yep, okay. All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And we can go on to new business.
Are we going to skip the management report?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm confused because there's something that we think of as a management report that Diana includes with our background materials, and that's not
Okay.
the part that do you have any other management business to report, Diana? Other than
Yeah, it
pages?
is on, sorry, it is on page A. A couple items on project updates. The driveway replacements and curb cutting of about 25 driveways have been completed. CRC, which is our concrete raising company, they're scheduled to begin November 19th, which is this Thursday. They will be doing various locations of sidewalk lifting. So that's scheduled for the 19th, which is weather permitting. And then we have the ongoing townhome roof replacement. We have 2 full 6-packs to be completed, and then 2/3 of 1 6-pack to be completed. Next scheduled date is for this Friday, November 20th. And then upcoming events, the annual election will be held December 7th. We do have a meet the candidates scheduled for November 19th, which is this Thursday. Due to COVID restrictions, the meet the candidates will be scheduled via Zoom. And that is all I have.
Okay, thank you. Then I took the old business out of order. That was, management report was supposed to be right before that. So we did them both now. And now for new business, we have a monthly disclosure statement for November. And we have any questions or comments about that? Or are we ready for a motion to approve it?
You're looking for a motion on what, Tim?
I'm sorry?
What motion are you looking for?
Oh, the monthly resale disclosure statement approval.
Yes, I'll make a motion that we approve the monthly resale disclosure, the 22.1 for November.
All right, very good. Second?
I'll second that one.
John beat you, Pat J. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Okay. Now we have a biggie, which is we only do once a year, and that is to approve the annual budget. And we need a motion to approve that. Let's see, that's on my page 19 of my document. That's an Adobe, page 19 of, there it is.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2021 budget as presented in our board booklets.
Okay.
I'll second that.
And should we maybe mention any specifics in there, Nancy, like, what is the total single family monthly assessment amount? And the total?
We can certainly do that. The total monthly, the total single-family monthly assessment will be $246.14, and the total monthly townhome assessment will be $349.24.
Right, which is the single family plus $103.10 of townhome only assessment. Okay, do we have a second for that motion?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Me too. Motion passes, and that was a big job, but like I said at the budget presentation, I was pleased with how it went more smoothly than any of the 4 previous budgets I've been involved in. And that's thanks to the Finance Committee and Pat Artman and a number of people for getting things well organized, and Diana herself, of course. So it went pretty nicely. Okay, and the next item on the agenda is approval of a 3-year contract for Pizzo and Associates for what is referred to as natural area stewardship. And if you don't have it in front of you, anyone, it's the proposal is for the same stewardship services each of the next 3 years
Good job.
for $9,000 apiece. And then in the middle of these 3 upcoming years, 2022, it will be that $9,000 plus an additional $5,850 for a burn of the native area plant areas to get rid of the bad stuff that we do about every 3 years, I think it is. So that's the total for the amount, $32,850 for all 3 years, including the burn that will be done in 2022. Any questions or additional information about that we should know about? If not, we'll need a motion.
I would move that we accept the bid for the services.
Okay, for a total of $32,850 for the years 2021 through 2023. That was for Clara's benefit. And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Which Pat was that?
Jay.
Jay, okay. Sometimes I can tell, sometimes I can't. Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, that's at least 3 ayes.
Aye.
Okay, all right. Motion passes, thank you. Now we have, we need approval for an assessment.
Thank you.
Sorry, what? Did I miss something?
No.
No, okay. The next item on our agenda is approval of the lodge computer and network services situation. We need a professional company to come in and evaluate, what kind of upgrades we need in either equipment or software. And Manny's very knowledgeable about this sort of thing, but he's not, experienced enough to do all of that kind of work himself. So we appreciate that he and Diana have spent significant time with this outside vendor. Where did I put the name of this vendor?
VCPI.
I found it. Yes, that's handwritten page 21 of part 1 of the handouts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Well, I will make a motion that we approve this, the work being done by VCPI in assessing our computer and network situations and the amount of $1,250.
Just a correction on the name. There were two different companies. It's actually PCS International for
Oh, okay. Now,
$1,250. Yes.
I was going to ask you about that. I was confused. The last 2 pages, I think, of the part 1 of the handouts that you emailed us, the last 2 pages refer to VCPI. And then if we go into the
Got it. That's because
part 2,
the break between our
okay.
part 1 booklet and our part 2 booklet broke up the VC so we want to go with the PCS.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
so VCPI is the first page of part 2, and then the second page of part 2 starts the PCS proposal. Is that right?
Okay. Let
Yeah.
me revise that approval, that motion then. Let me make a motion to approve.
But Nancy, excuse me for 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I understand because I'm looking at, I'm not looking at paper. I'm looking at a computer screen. So there were 2 proposals, correct?
Yes.
One for 5,500.
Right. And the one that you're looking at is the one for 1,250.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Pardon?
I say I like that number a lot better than the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I made the motion, I was using the company name from the 550, but the amount from the second one. So
Okay.
I will
The amount
revise.
is all that matters.
Yeah. Let's do it. Get it down there correctly. That we make a motion to approve PCS International as the company doing the work for us regarding the networking system and at a price of $1,250.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. And a second for that motion?
I'll second the motion.
And Artman?
Yeah.
Thank
Yep.
you. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
I hear as well. Okay, the motion passes. Now, next is approval of the electric rates from reported to us by Nania Energy. Now, is that going to be right after the PCS International documents?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and that's PCS is the one that was such lengthy. I don't know, half a dozen or more pages. Okay, electric solution summary, Grand Haven. And Diana, can you summarize this for us? I'm not sure I know what I'm looking at.
Sure. So basically this is to lock in your rates, and they give an option for 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and then 48 months. Obviously, the longer you have term-wise, the rates would come down. Now we have Direct Energy, DiEnergy, and then Constellation, who is your current provider. So basically your start date is December. So it is up. Your current contract or term would be up as of December 1st this year.
Okay.
Basically we would have to make a motion on if the board agrees to a 1-year, 2-year, 3-year, or 4-year contract term, and it would lock the actual rates in. If you look at the page behind it, which is page 31, this is given an estimated electric budget, because you have to pay obviously for the rate lock-in and then for the delivery and charges. So it kind of gives us an idea of what the total amount would be. Again, it is estimated based on the rates that are locked in.
Okay, and so we have 3 different sets of rates from 3 different companies, and
Correct.
you're recommending Constellation for the
Yes.
38 or 48-month term, which would give us the lowest rate of all 3 companies that we have rates from.
Right.
Makes
Yes.
perfect sense. Okay, you know what was, where down below that, where it shows the supplier, the term, and the rate on the recommendation part of the sheet, it has a row or line with headings of annual cost, term cost, and annual cost versus current. Okay.
We saved 3%.
We're saving 3%. Yeah, okay, what's the difference between annual cost and term cost?
Term is how many months that you approve. So it'd be the 48 months.
Okay, so it's 11,848 per year. Multiply that by 4, you get the 47,392 term cost. Okay,
Correct.
and then on
Correct.
the next page, which is turned sideways on my computer,
Yeah.
that's the electric budget. So is the 47,392 term cost, is that just part of the cost, and then this next page is some additional cost?
Right, because it's going to be based on usage. So they can't give us an exact cost. It'll be based on usage, which they're estimating at around 21,887, sorry.
They're estimating it around what again? 21,000 electricity cost. Is that for all 4 years or for 1 year?
1 year.
1 year, okay.
Right. So grand total 1 year estimated cost would be that end number, which is 34,326.
Okay. All those numbers are by month.
Yeah.
That's 1 year.
But keep in mind, this estimate is based on a rate that is 0.03299. The current rate that they're looking to lock in is at 0.03292. So it will come down a little bit.
Will come down a little. Okay. So all we really need to approve is the
Lock-in rate.
40-month term and the hourly rate, that per kilowatt hour rate that's associated with that.
Correct.
Okay. So then, anybody have any questions?
I don't have any, I know, I would trust that Diane has done her part about checking these out, and I believe we should go forward.
Yeah, is that a motion?
That was a comment.
That was a comment, that's what I thought. Okay. We need a motion to approve the Constellation as a supplier for a 48-month term at a rate of 0.0329 per kilowatt hour.
I will make a motion.
Correct.
I will
Okay.
make that. Just as you stated.
You cut out, was that Nancy?
Yes, I said I will make that motion that we go with Constellation Energy for the 48 months at a rate of 0.03292.
Yeah, and that's 3.292 cents per kilowatt hour, right? If I read that correctly. Okay, we have a second for that motion?
I will second the motion.
I think
Flip the coin
John?
again.
that was the loudest that time. So, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I
Aye.
Okay, motion's approved. And lastly, for new business, we have need an approval for storm drain repairs. The board, has approved this via email towards the end of last week because the contractor needed a commitment from us. But we can, make it formal now as part of the minutes. Where's my? Do we have an attachment that reflects their?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve Trezino Concrete to repair fixed storm drain at 1450 Luddington and 1589 Luddington for the total of $2,645.
I'll second that.
Okay, very good. Any questions? This is the guy who did the new driveway at the entrance to the clubhouse a few years ago. And I think everybody was impressed with that. And I had him do work for me here at my townhome, and I think he's very honest and reliable. So he's trying to get started with the work on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Okay, so the motion has been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Okay, the motion is approved. And have I missed anything, Diana? Are we ready for open or round robin? I'm sorry.
Yes, you're ready for round robin.
Okay. Any board members or Diana, you have any unscheduled discussion items? Not, so we can entertain for about 15 minutes. Any questions from residents who happen to be part of our Zoom session today?
I thought of something that I would like to bring up if we could.
Oh,
If I could.
okay.
Um,
You didn't
and
miss
one-
your chance. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm a little.
You did not miss your chance.
Thank you. I know that the townhome committee is checking on homes regarding the north side of the homes with their mildew and making sure that people take care of that. I just wanted to find out, have we got any, do we have anybody checking on the single family homes regarding that? And so that we can keep that part of our community looking good too.
Oh, yeah. I asked Diana probably 6 weeks ago if she could make a tour of the property and sometime after the budget was finished and so forth. And she has so much spare time on her hands. But I suspect she hasn't gotten around to that yet because there's been too much other chaos going on. Correct, Diana?
Since
Correct.
Diana has a lot on her plate managing the community, I'm wondering if it's something that we could get another group to do, like maybe architectural review. I don't know how much they go out and look at the community. If that's something that
Yeah.
do they
yeah.
have
well,
a
and
representative?
Nancy, I was thinking, what about Chris?
Yeah, no, that would be good. Yeah.
I mean, it would certainly, I mean, I have to imagine that considering the clubhouse being limited or even closed right now, that he potentially might have some pockets of time before the weather turns.
Mhm.
This is something he could do. I'm not trying to, speak over Diana as the manager, but it's just a suggestion.
Yeah, well, I think Diana would be the best judge of that. She knows, how busy Chris is and whether or not he may have time to do that. But if he doesn't, and if Diana herself does not, then I think it makes sense that if we could get a committee like ARC or possibly even Property and Grounds to do a tour of the community and document. I walk all the neighborhoods with my dog regularly, and I've seen a number of single family residents that are, some of them are just as bad as, if not worse than, townhomes. Because you never know when the north side of the different units, it seems like the more shaded it is, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
And it could, I think, wait until next spring if necessary. You aren't going to find anybody probably power washing your siding right now,
Right.
No.
but that would be my recommendation. That if we can't get anybody to tour and take inventory of which ones need the work right now, that we try to get it done as early in the spring as possible, so people have time to react and get it taken care of.
I just wanted to bring it up and have it get into the agenda, or, bring it up as far as something that we could discuss, and so that by springtime we would be on top of it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you
Good
did.
idea.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can discuss with Chris. I don't see any reason why he could not take care of that.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Any other round robin stuff? Okay, if not, then let's go on to open forum. Do we have, has anybody tried to use that chat function? I have not seen any notifications of any questions coming in.
Yes, I have one coming in. The question is, did they ever fix Marge's roof issue in the 6-packs?
Oh, yeah. Well, do you want to explain that, Diana, or do you want me to?
Feel free to, and then if there's any questions I can answer. I mean, I came in the middle of it, so I have my limited information.
Okay, right. Oh, and a couple of townhome committee members with us today as well. But the bottom line is pretty straightforward. It's been hashed and rehashed several times, but it was originally, debated under the previous townhome committee back in 2019. And after weighing all the pros and cons and even some of the legalities of it, they decided that they had no choice. Now I'm confusing that darn privacy fence with the roof colors. All right, forget that part. The roof color, which is at, I think, 1530, 29 to 39, I believe is the address on Ludington. It's that 6-pack that got started out of order by mistake, and they got 2 of the 6 units done before they realized that they didn't even have a permit to be working on that particular 6-pack at that point in time. And then to compound matters, they realized that the color that they had used for those 2 units was not the standard color to go with that color of the color of shutters that are on that 6-pack. But like I said, it's been kind of beaten to death already. And because of the significant cost that would be involved in removing those shingles and reapplying, what would have been the proper or standard color for that, we're not going to be able to do anything with it. Bill Lawfrey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you had talked about what one good option would probably be in 2022 when the townhome committee is scheduled to replace the shutters, that they could put a shutter on that 6-pack that if they might prefer a color that went better with the roof shingles than what they have now. But we will not be replacing any of those shingles that were put up in error. It would just be it's too expensive a mistake, and it's not the contractor's fault. Diana has already checked with the contractor, and they insist that yes, that's not their, it was not their mistake. And in addition, Diana checked with the insurance company, and there would be no coverage provided by insurance. So we were talking, I think, $15,000 to $20,000 to rectify that mistake.
Yeah, we had talked a little bit about the idea of changing the shutters, Tim, but then you get into the whole other issue about the trim and the door colors, and I don't think we want to address all that. I think I would just, the unit is going to have a new roof on it, and quite frankly, the roof, walk up to the building, you don't even notice or feel that it's wrong or it looks bad. It looks great with what's there as far as color wise. And
I agree. It's not an obvious clash.
No.
It doesn't happen to
like
be
a blue roof or a red roof or something like that stands out. It's somewhat of a neutral roof, which is what the townhomes are. They were chose to be neutral colors, I believe.
Uh-huh.
But if you start changing the shutters, then we're into repainting trim a different color and doors, and then the storm doors are the wrong color. The whole thing snowballs.
Yeah,
Date, no one on the committee has heard anything except from one person in the six-pack.
Okay, and in fact, as I recall, Bill, didn't you say that you had spoken to at least one of the other owners who said they were fine with the color that was up there and they'd
Yeah.
like you to go ahead and finish it as is?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sorry that Marge is happy about it, but it's not feasible to rectify that mistake at our expense.
I wouldn't say that it's the wrong color on the roof. It's a different color.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, Diana, did you have anything else on that subject?
No, I don't have anything further.
Okay. I see the number 2 on the chat thing here. From Esther Latham, our board meeting minutes distributed to residents. They go onto the website, right? They're not distributed in paper form. That would be too expensive to make paper copies for everyone. And about how soon after the minutes are approved do we get them onto the website? Diana, do you have any idea?
Once they're approved, I believe Denise does list them on the website within a week or so.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was relatively soon after the meeting. Okay, that makes sense. And the message from Bill Lawfrey to everyone, townhomes ran into cold weather issues, so cleaning's on hold till spring. What cleaning is that, Bill? Oh,
Well, the cleaning of the townhomes that, are still due.
the mold or mildew or whatever on the siding.
Growth on the north side. So
Okay, yeah.
we ran into cold weather issues with that. And quite frankly, the ones that we ran into that received a first letter this fall, mostly that was new growth that occurred during the year, I think. But that's why I would suggest just waiting. You might as well wait and inspect the homes come spring when the weather's a little better. And that way nobody's going to lose their letter or forget about it. That would be my suggestion for the homes.
Okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions?
I have another question that came in concerning the natural area stewardship. What services are expected to be performed by PISO concerning the natural area part from the biannual burn over the next 3 years? Are the pond conditions being addressed by PISO? There was an excessive amount of pond algae this past summer.
PISO does not handle pond algae. That's, what's that company? McCoy?
McLeod.
They work, I think, Acre subcontracts them to maintain the water quality in our ponds. And I know during the warm weather months, they come out, what is it, every 2 weeks or twice a month, something like that on a Friday. And I know we met with them out there back in August or so when it was, of course, the well had been broken down for several months and the water levels were low. So we had a lot of, algae growing on the surface of the ponds and so forth. But that is got much better after we raised the level of the ponds back to the normal levels and were able to start running the fountains and the bubblers kept running the whole time, but the fountains help keep down that algae as well. Plus I think we had to pay them a little extra to treat something called duckweed that was in that little canal that runs underneath the guardhouse between the two of the front lakes because it was looking pretty shabby. So that's who does that kind of work. Now, I'm not sure if I absorbed the entire question, Diana.
So maybe Diana can address the other part of the question, which is what does Pizzo perform? What are they going to be doing in the areas, the natural areas?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's described in their proposal, right, Diana?
There is a description in the proposal, yes.
Yeah. Do you want to read that or?
Yeah, so this controls invasive woody and herbaceous flora through the cultural methods, physical removal, or the application of appropriate herbicides. Desirable native plants will take advantage of the competitive release created by the timely application of herbicide and physical removal of non-native plants. So they clear out like a lot of the areas where there's non-native plants and remove those areas. They also collect the seeds of native plants to dispense into the open areas during the growing season or after the controlled burn.
Yes, and I didn't know that about collecting seeds of the good plants that they like to encourage to grow, and then they can scatter those seeds onto the ground after a burn. Of course, we won't have the burn next year, but probably do it in typically in the, I want to say February, March timeframe, if the weather cooperates. So that should happen in 2022, relatively early. And then there's another paragraph that describes what happens when they do a burn. And someone could get a copy of that proposal, I would imagine, up at the office, right, when things get a little bit back to normal, Diana, in terms of the clubhouse access.
With the description of services, yes.
Yeah, it's a fairly technical descriptions, but it seems to be pretty specific about what they do. I wouldn't know the name of one herbicide from another anyway, so.
And maybe this person who's asking the question could consult with the Property and Grounds Committee.
Well, that's a good idea also. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they want more detail, and that's Roz Maturin is the chairperson of Property and Grounds. And then she has, other very knowledgeable people on that committee as well. So I'm sure they could tell you more than you ever wanted to know about preservation of the native plant species. Okay, anybody else? I don't know.
Yeah, we have another question from Esther.
Okay. Esther Latham?
Yes.
I see you.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm new. Thank you for indulging my questions. This is my first board meeting.
Oh, it's a heck of a way to start.
Oh, yeah. Well, welcome. Are you a relatively new resident?
I am
Okay.
And are you in a townhome or a single family home?
single family in Marquette.
Okay. Oh, you're down the street from me. I'm in Evergreen.
Oh, okay.
So
So
what
you
is
want to know that any chance one company could be contracted at discounted owner expense for pressure washing single family homes and townhomes?
I'm sorry, was that the question?
Yeah, I just raised that question because it seemed like there's maybe some issues with people finding someone that they can trust to pressure wash their homes and at a decent price.
I'll be happy to give you the name of somebody who'll do it at a good price.
Oh, yeah. And my wife could as well. Jan McEvely found a young man who does it for us, and he also does windows inside and out, and will do a townhome unit, which probably isn't as many square feet as most of the single families, as far as the outside shingle surface. but he'll do that for, I want to say, not more than $125, including,
John Delort did mine for 60.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap.
John Delort is the name you need for everything.
Yeah.
Tim, could I offer something here? Anyway, just from the townhome side, we found a lot of residents, I believe it's once and forget. You can contact Denise at the lodge and ask her, but there's a couple products on the market now that come on hose-in sprayers. And if you're concerned about like the algae growth on the north side, this is a hose-in sprayer with a bottle on it, and you just screw it on to a garden hose. And as the title says, once and forget, you hose it on and the algae runs down the siding and you're done. You don't need to power wash. It's a
I do remember reading about that. It sounded almost too good to be true. But
Yeah,
you have
several of the townhome owners use that, and we've referred them to Denise because Denise has, I want to say 2, possibly 3 different brand names, and you can get them at the home stores or a hardware store, you know, Menards, Home Depot, Ace, probably Fleet Farm and Fleet, whichever it is here, I always forget.
Yeah, okay, good to know.
And that's, like I say, if you can handle a garden hose, you can hose off the side of your house, and there's no need to hire someone.
All right. Okay, then it's probably about time for us to wrap up. We have to do some executive session issues today, right, Diana?
Yes, there are a few.
Yeah, okay. So unless there are any other burning questions, we will adjourn to executive session as of, about 12 minutes after 4. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.